and Scrutiny Committee together with a commentary from the Executive. The indicative time for consideration of this item is 60 minutes. Could I ask those of you who want to speak on this item, press your speak button so that you will be shown on the list on my screen. I call upon Cllr Waseem Zaffar to move.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Can I start by paying tribute to the members of the Districts and Public Engagement, Overview and Scrutiny Committee for their constructive dialogue during this inquiry. Thank you, Councillors Atwell, Deirdre Alden, Harmer, Pears, Pocock, Storer, Spencer, Thompson and Williams. A special thanks too to Amanda Simcox and Benita Wishart for their sterling work in supporting not only this inquiry, but the work of the committee. This report, like any other, is only as good as the evidence it receives. Thank you to all those that provided evidence, both at the committee and by Twitter, the web chat, and those that attended the Citizens UK Birmingham and Chamberlain Forum roundtables and ward committees. And not forgetting Councillor Lineker's interesting and well-reformed evidence at the committee. Also, a record number of surveys were completed, and my thanks go to the people who took the time to complete this. The key focus of the inquiry was a reference to ward committees in both the Leader's policy statement and the Council's constitution. They both set out expectations about ward committees. The Constitution and Leader's policy statement increased the importance of ward committees as the lead engagement mechanism for Birmingham City Council. We constantly referred to those statements during our deliberations and with regret reached the conclusion that as a whole our ward committees are not fit for the purposes set out. In light of the uncertain times as a result of Kerslake's report, the committee will monitor with interest any proposed structural changes and are prepared to reframe the recommendations if required. Lord Mayor, the committee welcomes Kerslake's commentary and recommendations on ward committee, published after we'd agreed our draft. It correlates with the conclusions of this report and the evidence submitted to us. However, it's important to say that there has been a lot of positive work done in engaging and empowering communities, led by members in this chamber across the city. Some of this happens at ward committees, some of this happens in other local structures, including forums, tasking groups, advisory boards, and other formal and informal mechanisms. Our report supports a broad range of engagement, as there isn't a one-size-fits-all solution in a hugely diverse and complex city such as Birmingham. Citizens and councillors working with partners should determine what works best in their wards, and our council's structures should allow them to be as radical and flexible as possible to get what's needed done. Nevertheless, we're recommending a minimum set of standards that we feel citizens across this city are entitled to. Our evidence suggested the vast majority of our citizens don't understand the purpose of ward committees, even if they've heard of them. Members need to lead in their wards in creating clarity on the remit of ward committees. Each should set out its focus, local purpose and offer, in addition to the standard constitutional objectives. This should be about addressing and resolving problems in the locality, as well as building engagement. This purpose is also about having an open two-way dialogue with citizens, allowing citizens to influence and express views on local priorities and to work in partnership with their local councillors and officers. Ward committees need to be action-focused. Too many residents think they're talking shops where nothing is achieved. This has to change, and the change can only be achieved through strong, radical leadership by elected members. Lord Mayor, we propose changing from formal minutes to action notes, and most importantly, ensuring these are made available as soon as possible after a meeting and not 5 clear working days before the next meeting. There also needs to be a shift of power from the top table to the citizens of the city. Let me repeat this. There needs to be a shift of power from the top table to the citizens of this city, to the people. Citizens should be able to get items onto the agenda and have the right to speak on local issues. Some of you in this chamber will be thinking that this happens at your meetings, and rightly so, because it does happen at some of the ward committees in Birmingham. But evidence submitted to us, and I'm pretty sure to Kerslake too, doesn't make pleasant reading in how in some wards citizens are muzzled. This clearly has to change. We need council-led engagement, reaching out to all sections of the ward, promoting inclusive meetings. Too many citizens of our city are not aware of the ward committee, when it meets, its purpose and functions. Councils have to lead in spreading the word. Active citizens, forums and partners are integral to improving the quality of life within wards. They, along with neighbourhood tasking groups, need to be included on the agenda to ensure a two-way flow of information and communication between ward committees and other local forums. Access to information in a large city such as Birmingham has been problematic. Many of us have had difficulty accessing our ward committee agendas and minutes in the democracy section of the council website. And for our electors, the effect is even worse. Each ward needs to develop an up-to-date online presence which includes up-to-date information about elected members, officers and action notes on the previous meeting, as well as the information on forthcoming meetings. West Midlands Police are well ahead of us on this and have developed ward-based internet presence with up-to-date information on each of the 40 wards in the city. Why haven't we? Lord Mayor, the language Birmingham City Council speaks and conveys in written documents needs to be in layperson's language to enable the average citizen to understand what's being said. This report makes strong recommendations on the sharing of good practice. As I said earlier, there's plenty of council-led good practice that we can all copy if we're not already doing it. We could even start sharing this debate today. As the Cllr review conveyed, there is need for more powerful community engagement. There are many positive examples of this happening across the city, but we need a more consistent approach. It needs to be led by those elected to this chamber. The citizens in this city deserve the respect and opportunity to work with us to make improvements to the quality of life of where they live. Let's make each and every ward engagement committee that forum to enable positive change, the positive change that we all came into politics for. I move this report unamended. Thank you, Lord Mayor.
Thank you. Thank you, Councillor Zaffar.